Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this episode of Veterans Rides. I'm your host, Duane Moore. For today's episode, we're going to be speaking with, Robert Stanciu. We're going to be talking about his car, which you see right behind me. It is a 2016 Subaru WRX. Of course, at the end of the episode, we're going to be taking out for a spin. So a little bit about our guest. He is a U.S. Navy veteran. He was in the Navy for 8 years. During that time, he did 2 overseas deployments, and he got out at the rank of E5. A little bit about his rate or job in the Navy. He was a aviation support equipment technician, and what they do is they fix, the vehicles that are used to move airplanes around, ashore, and afloat. He also has an Instagram page, which is Robert DS91. You can also find a link to his Instagram page at the bottom of this video. If you choose to follow him and see what kind of adventures he has with this car, you can find the link there. So that is a little bit about our guest. Let's go ahead and welcome him to the show. Hey Robert, please come on down. Hey man.
What's up, man? Good morning.
Hey, what's up? Good morning. Thank you for being in the show.
Thanks, man.
So I feel like I always start off with this question. Why did you get this car?
I got this car 2 months after my mom passed away. It was a really tragic event. I wanted something that I could slowly forget. And then the car helped me out.
Okay, yeah, I understand. We all go through tragic family situations, and at the same time, getting a car like this makes sense to help get your mind off it. I'm glad it worked out.
Thank you.
Well, was there any other car that you were looking at, or was it just like, hey, I've had my eye on the Subaru WRX, that's what I'm getting?
I was looking at majority of the 4-door cars, but only the Subaru was all-wheel drive and six speeds.
Yeah, that kind of mix where it's all-wheel drive, 4-door sedan, manual. I think I would have to look at it to verify, but I think Subaru is the only one that makes it, at least here in the United States. I can't speak for Europe. I know they have a lot of crazy cars out there, especially with everything going, electric. Electric cars don't have manuals and things like that. So I understand that. I can see that. Your car is heavily modified from exterior to interior.
It is.
Yeah, the engine bay. Was that always your plan? Like when you got the car, you're like, hey, I'm gonna modify it, or was it something that kind of just started with one piece and then snowballed into what you see today?
Not at all. When I got this vehicle, it was bone stock, and I wanted to keep it that way. Then I advanced to the rank of E5, and I saved some money on the side, and then that's how I started, part by part to part.
Yeah, so it did kind of snowball, right?
Yeah.
And I can see why that happens. It happens to car guys a lot, right? Yeah. It's like you start with something, and then you end up somewhere you never even thought where you would end up. But it does look very nice, and that's why you're here on the show, right? So we can talk about it. Hey, so at this time, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the vehicle.
We want to start it with the front of the car. I have a big 4-inch front mount intercooler. I have the country of origin, Romania, where I was born and raised. And going to the top of the car, I have this VS2 carbon fiber hood with side vents and rear vents for heat extraction. Starting from the side of the car, I have carbon fiber vented fenders for heat extraction. I have 18-inch wheels with 255/40 Indy 500 tires. Good morning, everyone. To name a few of the bolt-ons that I have on this engine, the one that gave me the most bump and power is the Flex Fuel Kit. It gives me the ability to run 2 fuels in the same time, pump gas or ethanol, and it gives me a bump to almost 100 extra horsepower just by giving it a tune, actually, too. And then moving on, I also have radium dual catch cans for the blow-by. I have all the bolt-ons from Grimspeed, which includes Grimspeed intake, Grimspeed J-pipe, which is at the bottom, and then in the front I have a coil radiator. I've decided to install a larger one because I have a front mount intercooler and I don't want the temperatures to get higher, blocking the radiator. And then a full exhaust including headers. This bad boy can take a roof rack from Rhino Rack and a basket, I forgot the name. but it's very good. It carries a lot. I go hiking, I go places. It carries everything that I need for the weekend. Alright everyone, interior I kept it pretty much stock, but the only things I'm looking at when I drive are the X6 Sport, my beautiful carbon fiber steering wheel, and my 9-inch radio. Also, in addition, I've installed a short shifter on a 3-inch extension, so I can have it. It's easier for my elbow when I shift, and then a weighted billet works shift knob. Coming to the back of the car, I have this carbon fiber wing that has nothing to do with aerodynamics at this point because of the big roof rack. Coming lower to the car, I have this European license plate with a meaning behind it. It's got my birthplace in Romania, the place I lived, the city I lived my whole life. 91 is my birth year, and STA are the first 3 letters of my last name. And then now, opening the trunk, I have a first things first, free oil mount, and a 10-inch Kicker L7 Barrick subwoofer.
Alright guys, it's now my favorite time of the show, which is where we take this bad boy for a spin. So let's go ahead and get going. Alright, so we're here on the road. And you know what I like to do? I like to step on it, so we're gonna do that right now. Oh yeah. How fast are we? Oh, okay, yeah. Let's slow down. Yeah, that really takes off. That really takes off. The short shifter is really nice and crisp. And you said it had a lighted flywheel, right?
Yes.
It spins up. Woo! It spins up right away. I've always wanted to know what it's like to drive a car with a lighted flywheel, and if it makes a difference or if you can feel it. And I can tell you, you really do feel it. So, yeah. So we're at a light. Was there any other modifications you wanted to do to this car? I mean, you've already done quite a bit.
I just wanted to make it more practical. I'm probably gonna raise it, take the front lip, take the side skirt off, take the wing off too. And,
oh really?
Yeah, I want to put a carbon fiber trunk, and then yeah, wider tires, and then that should be it. It's more practical.
Yeah, and it probably get less looks from the cops.
Yes, especially stealth mode.
Stealth mode, yeah. Are you planning on selling this car anytime soon or not really?
No, I don't think so for another at least 5-6 years.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah. That's a long time. You know, Robert, I've always been a fan of the Subaru WRX ever since they came out in 2002. Obviously, the things you've done to this car is to your taste. It does stick out. But I gotta say, driving in the road, I don't feel like it's like very bumpy. I don't feel like it's hard to drive at all. You know, and sometimes, yeah, and sometimes when people modify cars like that, it can be hard to drive because you have to watch out for the dips and the bumps and things like that. But this car still, I think, feels very streetable.
Thank you.
Yeah, the horsepower, the torque is great. You know, it's agile. It feels good, man. It feels good. So. Well, hey Robert, thank you for being in the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
As mentioned earlier, he does have an Instagram page. You can follow his Subaru car adventures there. But just like always, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you. See ya.